Hi, it's Ronnie Jnr at YM, and today we're going to be looking at the side panel, in particular the fixings of it, so the stud here and the stud here, because we've recently designed a new way of doing it. So what you want to do, first to get your side panel out, take the fixings out along the top, up here, and then also next thing we're going to do is the two bolts that go in there, take them out, the nut on the top of here and the nut and washer on the other side of here. This will make it easy to get the stud out. So we've already done that. So now what we're going to do, we're going to push the top out. What you're going to do, you're going to lift it up and out. It gives you space to get the bracket out, lift that out, take your stud out. We've slacked the front off, we can pull this out. What you're going to do now, you need a second person to give you a hand to lift the back of the roof up here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to push that in behind there, and the side panel comes out in one piece. So getting your side panel up there was a bit of a chew having these studs in, because you've got to manipulate the body panels in, out, shake it all about type thing. So with the idea of our fixing now, with a stud, it's not a stud, so it's like we've made a kit, we've unassembled the kit. So what you get in the kit now, you get we call it like a split washer with the returns on and a riv nut. So that sits in there. And what you've got your large 3mm thick washer which goes underneath side. Right, so what you want to do now is get your hex riv nut washer, put that on the top. Put your washer over your bolt, because in the previous outtake I'll drop it down here, bit of a chew getting it out. So what you do, you want to start putting your thread up there, just so it's flush. So the idea of that is when you go to put your side panel back in, it's not going to be hitting on the stud there. So what I'm going to do is repeat the same process on the rear corner as well. So now we've taken the side panel, it gives you nice easy access if you want to change your capping at the same time. But with having these studs in, it will make it much easier in getting your side panel out in the first instance. So again, feed your bolt on there, and then all we're going to do is going to wind it up just so it's flush with there, so we can get our side panel in nice and easy. So it's not the studs which would have originally been there, which was on this one here. So originally would have had that stud there which sticks up approximately 25-50 mil, so that would have been on there like that, which then this is going to make it much easier getting it in. What we're going to do now is going to lift the side panel back in, and obviously I haven't got the stud sticking up, so it'll go a lot easier. All we need to do is lift the roof slightly, because obviously it's lost its support here with the side panel not being in there anymore. So we're just going to do the same as taking it out off of the rear quartering first. So that's that sitting there, and the same on your front, and put the front in right there. That's your side panel back in. So the other parts left in the kit is the eccentric washer in the top, and then a flange serrated nut. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to feed the M8 bolt through that riv nut in the middle on that washer with the returns on. So now you've got there, if you look from the other side, you'll be able to see your washer. It's nice and tight like the original, but instead of the stud coming through the bottom, it's just a bolt. And all you're going to do now, grab your eccentric washer, which is like a slot in it, put that in there. So now we've done this here, this bolt, so it's long enough if you've got a seatbelt bracket in the top here for your forward facing seats in the back, or your whatever seat configuration you've got in the back, so slightly over long, so if you want to you can always trim it down to suit your size. So on the front, behind either your front row door or your second row door, it mounts slightly differently. So you've got your stud, But what you've got behind here is you've got this angle bracket and a nut plate goes in behind here. So we'll offer that in. That goes in nice and easy now because you haven't got that stud sticking up too far. And also at the same time, you want to put this washer in before it gets too high. Just makes it a little bit easier getting that in there. And obviously with having the slot in there, you can rotate it around so it's not binding or anything as well. So what I'm going to do now is get the stud to come up. Then we can thread the nut down here. Right. So the last thing you got is your plate goes in there. Now it's got a little angle on the top, stop it dropping down. And all you want to do is grab your nuts and washers, your bolts and washers, sorry. Line them up, and obviously just start them off a little bit, get one in, get the other, that's going to bolt in there. So now we've got the new fixing in the rear, new fixing and bracket in the front. All that is left to do is a bracket in the middle, the bracket on the rear, around the rear door, then you've got some fixings along the top here. Now, if you've got a series with longer tubes on your side, we have the fixing kit for that. Also, on the crossover between series and defender, or if your cappings have been changed to something which shouldn't be there, then you might need and you've got the longer tube there, always check first to make sure you're ordering the right kit. If you're not quite sure, take a picture and drop us an email, and we can say, right, you need this kit or that kit. And just stops any mistakes, and then you get the right parts first time. So in the next video, we're going to be talking about cappings or finishes. So we'll be looking at all the different variations that we offer for different styles of defenders and series. So if you've got any questions, ask a question in the comments below, or drop us an email and we can answer them questions in the next video. Thanks for watching today. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.